What if I told you people don't respect you because you don't respect yourself? Hi, Bella Beauties. Welcome back to my channel. There are certain things that we do or fail to do that signals to other people that we don't really have respect for ourselves. And because we don't have self respect, other people feel like they don't have to respect us. So, in today's video, we will talk about signs that you lack self respect and solutions so that you can gain some self respect and in turn gain respect from other people. Sometimes people say, like, is there a sign on my forehead that says, you can disrespect me, that makes me a target or something? There's not a sign on your forehead, but you do show some signs that you don't have self-respect. So the first sign that you don't have respect for yourself is that you do not respect your time. The reason people feel like you will always be available to them is because you are not making the effort to do anything with your life. And no, I'm not talking about rest days or like, just chilling days or whatever. I'm talking about you are literally doing nothing with your life. You procrastinate. You don't have any goals that you're working towards. You don't have hobbies that keeps you busy, that makes you enjoy life. You don't go out and you don't do anything. You have all the time in the world, right? And because you have all the time in the world and you're not doing anything with it, people feel entitled to it. So that's why you probably keep getting used, because people feel like, well, you are available, so why can't you do that, right? They don't respect your time because you are not respecting your time, and you're not using it correctly. So let's talk about ways that people disrespect your time and how you allow them to disrespect your time. Number one, they are always constantly late. So they always arrive late to you guys' meetings or appointments or hangouts or whatever without giving you any valid reason or apology why they're late, right? And you say nothing about it. You keep quiet. You don't address it, right? You're just relieved that they showed up. Like, you're just happy that they showed up at all, right? You guys were supposed to meet at 7. Now it's 7:30 going on 7:45, going on an hour late, and you're still there waiting for them. You don't respect your time. And because they know that they're going to get away with it, they will keep doing it because they don't respect your time. Okay. So, what are you going to do? We're going to address their lateness and establish time boundaries with these people. So, you always have to communicate that issue directly with them. Okay. So, set a time, let them know, like, hey, I'm not okay with you being this late. Next time, if you're more than 15 minutes late, I'm going to have to leave because I have other things to do. I have other plans. Okay. I can't wait for you indefinitely. Right. And so the next time that they do it again, you hold them accountable. So you state your boundary again, and then you leave. So you're going to be like, hey, since you're running late, I'm going to head out. I have something else going on. So let's reschedule for another time, or when it's like more convenient for the both of us. Something like that. So do not let people disrespect your time. Okay. If you're always on time, if you always make the effort to make it on time for people, make sure that they're always on time for you too. Now, I'm not saying like, if somebody's like 5 minutes late, like that's terrible or whatever. You set your time limit. For me, I feel like if you're 20 minutes late, like I'm getting up and leaving. I feel like maybe like anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes late is okay. More than that, you're pushing it after 20 minutes, like that's it. Like, I'm leaving. Like, you don't respect my time. And that's inconsistently. So, like, I know things happen in life, but if you're consistently late or almost late, you don't respect my time. So at that point, I'm gonna have to get up and leave. Another way people disrespect your time is by canceling plans last minute. So it's okay to not want to go somewhere, right? It's okay to change your mind. It's okay for people to change their minds. That's fine. But there should be boundaries about when plans should be canceled. Like, they shouldn't just wait till the very last minute to cancel plans with you. Like, you probably already bought new clothes, like you probably bought tickets, you probably, you probably spent some money for whatever event you guys are going to. You plan for this, move things around your schedule for this or whatever. And they wait till the very last minute to tell you that they don't want to go. Probably had to pay other stuff for this event or whatever, right? So like, You already lost out on time, on money, on whatever effort, right? And they wait till the very last minute to cancel, or like within 24 hours for no good reason. And they don't care how it affects you or your schedule. And you say nothing about it. You don't tell them that it bothers you. You don't bring it up. You just accept it and let it slide. You don't respect your time, and they won't. Okay. So the solution is, again, set clear boundaries for cancellation. So you want to say something like, hey, if you need to cancel, could you please let me know at least 48 hours in advance, or like at least, a couple of days in advance, because I don't do the whole last minute cancellation thing. Like, that's not cool with me. Okay. That way I can adjust my plans accordingly, because I don't like when people do that last minute. It throws everything off for me. Okay. And if you set that boundary and this person still keeps doing this to you, you need to probably stop being friends with them, or stop scheduling plans with them at all. Okay. All right. Number 3, ways that people disrespect your time is they expect favors from you on short notice. So they ask for large or maybe small tasks with little or not or no notice. Put you in a difficult position to accommodate them. So, for example, your friend just comes to your city, or drop by your house without notifying you first beforehand, and expects you to drop everything that you're doing in your life to accommodate them. Okay, and you do it because you're so nice. You're such a good person. You're not. You're not a good person. You just don't respect your own time. Okay. Letting people disrespect your time does not make you a good person. It makes you a person who doesn't respect themselves. Okay. So what's the solution? Again, set clear boundaries. Let your friend or whoever, or family, whoever, know ahead of time. Like, next time, please let me know ahead of time that you are coming. Do not just drop by and expect me to accommodate you. If you gotta ask for something from me, please do not do it last minute, because I do not have the capacity to help you last minute. Do not give in and accommodate them, because once you do that, they feel like they can continue to do it last minute, and you will continue to give in. Stop doing that. Okay. So do not let people drop by your house unannounced. Do not people just come to your city and just expect you to accommodate them. Okay. Without any prior notice. Don't do that. If you do that, you are disrespecting your own time, which is a sign that you lack self-respect. Okay. Number 4 ways on how people disrespect your time is they expect immediate responses from you. Okay, so they expect you to respond to messages, emails, or calls instantly. Okay, even during inappropriate times or inconvenient times, without understanding your availability. And you do it. If you have a friend or somebody that is in your life that if you don't respond to them immediately, they get mad at you, that's a red flag. Okay, they're literally taking your time. Like, they are controlling your time. Okay, that is not a healthy person to be around. Okay, so if they do that and you do it, like you actually respond immediately because you don't want them to get mad at you, not because you actually have the time, and you do not respect your own time. Okay, so what's the solution? Only answer text, emails, or whatever when you have the time to. Okay, not just because they contacted you. Okay, not because you're scared that they're going to get mad at you. Okay, put your life first, put your time first, put what you're doing first. If you are busy, you can't answer back right now. That's a boundary. Okay, and they have to respect that. So that was the section about your time. You have to learn to respect your own time so that people can actually respect your time. Okay, respecting your time is a huge form of self-respect that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of times when people disrespect your time, they are testing your boundaries. Like, you guys don't understand. People love to test your boundaries a lot. That's how they know whether they can, eventually bully you, or eventually take advantage of you, or eventually abuse you. They test your boundaries to see how much they can get away with. They know what they're doing, right? They're trying to see, like, how much does this girl actually respect herself? How strict are her boundaries? Okay, people will always play with you. They're testing your boundaries. So respect your own time so that people can respect your time. All right, you need to be strict. All right, number 2 sign that you don't have self-respect is You constantly people please. You guys know how I feel about people pleasing because I used to be a huge people pleaser. So I will always talk about this on this channel. But basically, you prioritize other people's needs and desires over your own at the expense of your own well being. Okay. And you have a difficulty saying no and feel guilty when you try to assert boundaries. Okay. I already told you guys that when you people please, you lose a lot of respect from people. Okay. A lot of people lose respect for you. They may have, maybe when they first saw you, they put you on a huge pedestal, but once you stop people pleasing, they just lose respect for you, right? Because the message you're sending is that you're not enough. There is something inherently wrong with you. So if you people please, they will not reject you or hurt you. Okay. That's the whole thing with people pleasing. But if you're useful, right, then they won't reject you or hurt you. That's the whole thing about people pleasing. Okay. You use your you use your niceness as a preventative shield, okay, which is ironic because people hurt you more when you do people please, right? It's like ass backwards, okay? So as soon as people know that you are flattering them or always offering to help when nobody asked you or constantly being at their beck and call, they know, okay, this girl does not respect herself. But they will keep you around because you are useful. You are the help. Every time you people please, you prove that you don't respect yourself because you sacrifice your own needs. Okay. When you prioritize other people's desires over your own, you neglect your own well being. Okay. You're essentially telling yourself that your needs are less important. Okay. And you're reinforcing a lack of self respect. And you don't see this, but you're also sending that message to other people too, because you're sending the message that you don't matter, that your desires doesn't matter. Okay. Only what they want matters. So that's why they will continue to use you. When you're a people pleaser, you also avoid confrontation. Okay. If you constantly say yes and bend to other people's expectations, you avoid standing up for yourself. This communicates to other people that you're more concerned with keeping the peace and making others happy than honoring your own boundaries. When somebody disrespects you and you rather keep the peace and keep quiet instead of standing up for yourself, people know that, okay, you're more concerned about being liked and, keeping the peace and not making it awkward than about people actually respecting you. So they know that you don't respect yourself. People pleasing is rooted in the fear of rejection and being disliked. Okay. So by seeking approval through acts of kindness or overcommitting yourself, right, you show that your self-worth depends on the external validation rather than your own value. Okay. And people notice this when you're doing too much, especially when nobody asks you to. But if people do ask you, if people do ask you for help with something and you over help, like you go above and beyond, they know like, okay, she wants my validation, like she wants my approval, like she wants me to like her. And they will take advantage of that. When you allow people to take advantage of your time, energy, and resources without setting boundaries, you teach them that it's okay to disrespect you. The more you people please, the more you invite the same disrespect into your life. People will see you as someone who just exists to serve them rather than somebody who is their equal. Okay, you become the help instead of being valued for who you are. I want to say this to you guys. You have to view life like you're in the jungle, like you're in a game in the jungle. Okay, humans are not inherently good. When you make yourself an easy prey, they will become a predator. People end up using other people too if you make yourself usable. Like even if they're not a toxic person, if you make yourself easily usable, you're going to be used by a good person too. So people don't have to be toxic to use you. Okay? So if you purposely make yourself prey and you make yourself available to be used and abused, everybody will walk all over you, baby. The world, like, humans are not inherently good. Like I have to keep telling you guys that it's a jungle out here, baby. It's predator or prey. Okay? And I'm not even joking. Like looking back at my life now, like I've realized like every single moment, like I've played back a lot of like little interactions or like things that have happened to me in the past. And it's like, oh my God, she was testing my boundary. Oh my God, he was testing my boundary. Oh my God, she played this game with me. Oh my God, like everything is a game. Everything is like people are trying you. Okay. You need to be vigilant. All right. Okay, so what's the solution? Stop people pleasing. People do not like you more when you people please. They just see you as beneath them and you become the help. Okay, I have a video on my channel. It's called "You Have to Be Mean If You're Pretty." That video will show you how to set boundaries for yourself. And I have another video on my channel called "A Pretty People Pleaser Loses Her Privilege." That one will show you why you might be a people pleaser. And I also have a video on my channel called "You're Not a Good Person." Check that video out. If you're a people pleaser, that video will snap you out of it. Okay, you're not a good person for people pleasing. You're just getting yourself used. All right, and that is not a form of self respect. Number three, sign that you do not respect yourself is you allow disrespect. Okay, so you tolerate disrespectful behaviors from other people, whether it's verbal, emotional, or physical. Okay, you make excuses for those who mistreat you or downplay their actions towards you. Okay, so when you tolerate disrespect, you communicate to other people that it's acceptable to mistreat you. Okay, here's how allowing disrespect shows a lack of self-respect on your part. Okay, so when you excuse bad behavior, like instead of addressing their disrespectful actions, if you downplay or justify their behavior and convince yourself that it's not a big deal, or oh, she didn't mean it like that, oh, it's just a joke, I'm being too sensitive, this only reinforces their behavior because they know they can get away with it. Guys, they're not joking. When somebody insults you as a joke, it's not a joke. They're actually insulting you. They're testing your boundary to see if you can catch on or not. I'm telling you guys, it's a game. People play games with you. They're testing your boundary. How can I disrespect this girl and get away with it? If they can get away with it once, they'll keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And after a while, they won't even make it a joke anymore. They'll just outright disrespect you. Okay? Because you didn't catch on. So I need you to stop making excuses for people. Like some people, especially people pleasers, like instead of, like the perpetrator will not even address the disrespect. Like the perpetrator would not even apologize or say anything. But you yourself, you will go ahead and make excuses for that person. Like you go ahead and say, oh, I'm being sensitive. It's just a joke. Da, da, da. Like you say it for them, and they didn't even say anything. They didn't even say anything. So if you do that, you allow disrespect, and that's why people can tell that you don't have respect for yourself. If you avoid confrontation, so you fear that confronting someone about their disrespect will lead to conflict, so you stay silent, right? You don't want to make everybody uncomfortable. You don't want to make it awkward. You don't want people to see you in a different light or whatever. This avoidance shows that you value keeping the peace more than standing up for yourself. Okay, which will diminish your self-worth in the eyes of other people. Okay, so it shows that when you try to avoid confrontation all the time, it shows that you don't respect yourself. Okay, sometimes it just has to be awkward. We all have to sit in that awkward silence sometimes because people want to play with you. So what's the solution to all of this? Okay, first, you always have to acknowledge disrespect. Always. Do not let disrespect slide. Okay. You need to admit to yourself that that behavior is not okay and you're not tolerating it. Okay. So stop excusing that behavior or downplaying it, especially when they haven't even said anything. Like they didn't even apologize or say anything. Like, but you're making those excuses for them. And then you want to set clear boundaries. So you want to say something like, yeah, hey, I don't appreciate being spoken to that way. Like, I don't play like that. I don't know how you play with your friends or whatever, but I don't play like that. That's an insult and I'm not going for that. Okay. All right. So you set that boundary. Always acknowledge it and always set that boundary. Okay. Especially when it's in front of other people too, like in public, within a group or whatever. Okay. You need to show other people that you're not the one to be played with. All right. And you always want to speak up in the moment. Okay. So do not, when somebody disrespects you in front of people, do not wait till you are alone with that person to address it. Okay, you need to do it in front of people the moment they say that. Do not wait, because those people that those people that saw you get disrespected, they're not gonna see that you stood up for yourself behind the scenes. Okay, so they're gonna think, oh, this girl, she let you get away with disrespecting her, blah, blah, blah. So that means I can do it too. Let me tell you guys something about human behavior. When humans, especially neurotypical people, when they see you tolerating disrespect, or when they see somebody being bullied, their first instinct is not to say like, "Oh, stop bullying that person." Da, 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 da. What they're thinking is like, "Oh, she's weak, and now I can go up higher in the social hierarchy by disrespecting her." That's how their minds work. Okay. So you do need to speak up for yourself in the moment. Do not tolerate any disrespect, especially when it's public, especially when it's in a social setting. Okay. And stop making excuses for them. You're not just joking. You're not just sensitive. They are disrespecting you. Okay. And you also need to make sure that you know when to walk away. Okay. When you set that boundary, you defended yourself and they still keep doing that, that person is not safe for you to be around. So you need to walk away, distance yourself from them, get away from them, move away from them, because that's not a safe person for you to be around. Okay, some toxic people never change. All right, number 4 sign that you lack self-respect is your negative self-talk. Okay, your inner dialogue is filled with harsh, critical thoughts about yourself, and you belittle your accomplishments and magnify your mistakes. So if you're a person that is always making self-deprecating jokes and always belittling yourself, you are lowering your own value, okay, especially in front of other people. Okay, how you speak about yourself is how people will treat you. Okay, when you insult yourself, people don't respect you and feel like they can insult you too. Okay, if you belittle yourself and your accomplishments, people will feel comfortable belittling your accomplishments too. So how you treat yourself is how other people will treat you too. When you constantly make jokes at your own expense or point out your flaws that people can't even notice, other people begin to view you in that same diminished light. It undermines your own self-worth and leads to people taking you less seriously. They will dismiss your achievements too and even join in on the disrespect. I told you guys, when humans see you being bullied, or when they see you, talking crap about yourself, they don't think like, oh, like, let me stay away, like, let me be the good person. They don't do that. They think, oh, I can knock her down that social hierarchy ladder and I can feel powerful and I can dominate and I can be better. Okay, people are always looking to be better than you. So when you do that job for them, they feel like, oh, she's already putting herself down, so I can go ahead and put her down too, and I can feel better about myself. That's how people think. Okay, so when somebody praises you or gives you a compliment, don't downplay yourself and say, oh, girl, like somebody says, oh, you look so cute, girl, whatever. Don't say, oh, girl, this outfit is old, my hair is messed up. Don't do that. Just accept the compliment. Why do you always feel like you have to downplay yourself? Okay? You don't notice it, but you are belittling yourself. Okay? Because if a friend said that to you, when somebody compliments you, and then a friend says like, "Oh, but look at her hair," is da, 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 you will say that's a fake friend. You will say that's a bad friend. So why are you doing that to yourself? Okay? Your words shape how others perceive you. Okay? If you're always putting yourself down, others will feel like it's acceptable to do the same to you. Okay? It sets a standard how you allow people to treat you. Okay? On the flip side, when you speak about yourself with confidence and grace, it sets a boundary and demands respect. The solution is stop belittling yourself. Take the compliments, okay? Stop trying to downplay yourself all the time, even in a joking manner, okay? Accept the compliments. Number 5 sign that you lack self-respect is your lack of boundaries. Let me ask you guys some questions, okay? What are your financial boundaries? What are your physical boundaries? What are your time boundaries, your emotional boundaries, your verbal boundaries, sexual boundaries? Do you have any of that? If you don't have any of that, now is the time to find some. Are you telling me that you let people just touch you without your consent? You let them lean over you, you let them get all up in your face, push you, okay? Conveniently forget your wallets when y'all go out and you still pay for them? You let people stand you up and still stay in a friendship with them? They cancel plans at the last minute and you still stay friends with them? They're an hour late to your hangout and you still friends with them? You still go ahead and hang out with them? You let people trauma dump on you without your consent? You let them insult you as a joke? You let that guy pressure you into having intercourse with him when you really didn't want to? It's a sign that you have no self respect, thus, not having any boundaries. Okay. So, what's the solution? Get some boundaries. Okay. Figure out what your boundaries are and learn to say no without feeling guilty. Okay. Boundaries are a form of self respect, and it prevents us from being used, abused, and bullied, basically. So, in the Glow Getter Guide book, there are chapters for physical boundaries, verbal boundaries, time boundaries, and financial boundaries. Okay. It is your job to sit and figure out what are your limits for each category. Okay. Write it down in the Glow Getter Guide and list how you're going to set that boundary. What consequence are you going to give people when they cross that boundary? If you want to learn how to set boundaries, I have a video on my channel. It's called You Have to Be Mean If You're Pretty. It goes into more detail about how to actually set boundaries. Boundaries are how we protect ourselves, okay, from abuse and mistreatment. Not having any boundaries doesn't make you a good person or a nice person. It makes you prey. Okay, I told you you're either predator or prey. Okay, and predators will have great time using you up, abusing you, and discarding of you once you are of no use to them. Okay, lack of boundaries signals that you have no self-respect. So get some boundaries. All right, number 6 sign that you lack self-respect is over apologizing. Okay, you find yourself apologizing excessively even when you're not at fault. Okay, even when something is not your fault, you just automatically apologize. Like it just comes out of you. Okay, you feel responsible for other people's feelings and try to fix everything. So over apologizing is a clear sign that you don't respect yourself because you're constantly placing others' comfort or feelings above your own. Okay, here's what it means and why it's harmful. Okay, so apologizing when you're not at fault. Okay, so when you find yourself saying like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, even when you're not to blame for something, like you're signaling that you believe your existence or actions are burdensome. Okay, your unnecessary guilt reflects a lack of self-worth. Okay, so when you feel the need to apologize just for like taking up space or for situations that are beyond your control, it proves that you lack self-respect. Constantly trying to smooth things over or manage how other people feel when you're not at fault, you're placing the burden of their emotional well-being on yourself. It is exhausting and unfair to you, okay? And it shows that you don't really have strong emotional boundaries, okay? You can't be responsible for everyone's feelings. And over apologizing is your way of trying to fix situations that may not even be your responsibility. Excessive apologies erode your self confidence and reinforces a narrative where you feel like you're always in the wrong. Okay. Over time, this pattern will diminish your self respect and invites other people to expect you to always be the one who compromises or concedes. Here's the thing, over apologizing is so harmful because it minimizes your value. Okay, when you're constantly apologizing when you're not at fault, you downplay your own importance and make it easy for other people to overlook or disrespect you. Okay, you're essentially telling them that you're not worthy or of fair treatment. Okay, it puts you in a servitude role. It makes it seem like you're trying to make up for something, like as though there is something inherently wrong with you. Over apologizing makes you seem like you're always trying to make up for something, okay, as though there is something inherently wrong with you. So you want them to tolerate you and not reject you, okay? This pushes you into a submissive role in relationships and friendships, okay? And it also encourages people to manipulate you. When you constantly apologize for things that are beyond your control, okay, manipulative people may start to exploit this behavior of yours because they know that they can make you feel guilty and bend to their will because you're so quick to take responsibility, even when it's not your fault. Okay, everything is not your fault. Okay, you need to learn how to assess the situation. So that's the solution. Assess the situation. Assess every situation, okay? Before saying sorry or apologize, and ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong here? Or am I just apologizing out of habit because I feel like everything's my fault because I don't think I'm good enough, okay? Actually delay and take some time to think about it. Am I wrong in this situation? Okay. And then you want to set emotional boundaries. So recognize that you're not responsible for how others feel all the time, okay, when it's not your fault. Their emotion is not your burden to carry. Okay, so stop apologizing for things that are out of your control. Okay, and also you want to build up your confidence. Okay, so start believing that you have a right to exist, take up space, make mistakes without constantly apologizing for it. Okay, you don't owe anyone an apology unless you've genuinely done something wrong to them. Okay, and also try to replace your sorry with gratitude. Okay, if you're actually in the wrong, apologize. Okay, or depending on the situation, use gratitude instead. Okay, so instead of saying like I'm so sorry for being late, say thank you for waiting. Okay, this shifts the focus from guilt to appreciation and keeps your dignity intact. Number 7 sign that you lack self-respect is you settle for less, or you lower your standards, or you have no standards. You accept any and everything, you accept any and everybody. You feel like you don't deserve love, success, or happiness, and you may even push away opportunities that align with your desires. Okay, you feel like those healthy people won't like you and will reject you if they get to know you, so you reject them and stay with the toxic people, right? Because they mirror how you actually feel about yourself, right? That's why the good, healthy guy is boring to you, right? And the toxic, narcissistic guy is exciting to you. All that shows is that you lack self respect. To have no standards, or you lower your standards because you don't feel like you deserve good things. You don't feel like you're worthy of that. You feel like if this person gets to know me, they won't like me because I'm not good enough. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that. You feel like there's something wrong with you, and that's why you lower your standards, or you have no standards. Settling for less stems from your deep rooted beliefs about your self worth. It causes you to accept far less than what you're actually capable of or deserve in life, right? If you tolerate unhealthy or unfulfilling relationships, it's because you think that's the best you can do, right? At the core of this is a lack of self-worth, right? Because it's the belief that you're not worthy of something better, or you think wanting better things or better treatment makes you a bad person, right? You think wanting higher quality people around you makes you stuck up. You think wanting high quality things makes you high maintenance. You think wanting good things in life makes you ungodly. Okay, you think having standards make you discriminatory, or sedity, or stuck up, or whatever. Okay, let me tell you guys something. There is no reward for suffering. Okay, there is no prize for settling for less. Okay, you're not a good person for not having standards. You're not a good person for not vetting people and filtering out who has access to you. Okay, you're not a nice person for accepting the bare minimum. Okay, you're not a kind person for accepting the crumbs. Okay, you took the pickle juice, and that's why people feel like they don't have to respect you. Having standards isn't selfish, it's self-respect. You are not a bad person for wanting better for yourself. You deserve to have high quality people and experiences in your life. Okay, and I'm telling you guys this, right? People will always want you to accept the crumbs because they want the best of you at a low cost, right? They want to get you to do things for them without them actually doing anything good in return. So for example, like, you would give your man a nice gift for Christmas, and then he gives you a box of expired chocolates. And are you going to just accept it because at least he tried? Okay, when you accept that, you're taking the pickle juice, and he's not going to respect you. Okay, so having low standards is not, it doesn't make you a good person, doesn't make you a kind person, doesn't make you some angelic being. Okay, there is no prize for suffering. So what are the solutions? Get some standards. Okay, identify and challenge your limiting beliefs. So why do you feel like you don't deserve good things? Why do you feel like wanting good people in your life, wanting people with standards, wanting nice things makes you a bad person? Why do you think that? Write it down. In the trauma dump journal, there's an activity that's called Ask Why, and you're supposed to write down each time you go on a line. You write, okay, why do I believe this? Why do I feel like I don't deserve this person in my life? Because da 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 da. Okay, why do I feel like this? Because da da da. Okay, why do I feel like that? Because da da da. And you keep doing that until you get to the root cause of why you feel like this. Okay, once you get to the root cause, then you can actually address it. Like, okay, I have this deep sense of rejection. because my parents abandoned me and blah, 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 blah. And that's why I feel like I don't deserve this guy. Okay. And then you start to heal that and work through that. Right. So challenge your limiting beliefs, do the work. Okay. And you need to reframe what it means for you to have standards. Okay. So you need to understand that having standards doesn't mean that you're difficult. Okay. It doesn't mean you're high maintenance or stuck up. But I want you guys to even just accept those labels. Like if somebody labels you high maintenance or stuck up, say, yes, I am. Absolutely. Because I'm not about to accept the crumbs. Okay. Give that to somebody else who will accept it, not me. Okay. It means you value yourself enough to expect quality treatment. Okay. Shift your mindset. Okay. Have some standards. Write it down. What are my standards for this? What are my standards for that? What are my standards? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You also need to practice setting boundaries. Okay. Practice saying no to people and places and experiences and things that don't meet your standards. That's okay. That doesn't make you mean or difficult or whatever. And you need to ask yourself, right? Am I doing this because I really want to or because I'm afraid of upsetting that person? Okay. Use this question to guide your choices. Okay. Also, surround yourself with people that have high standards. When you see that people around you have high standards and high quality of living, blah, 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 you're going to get inspired and motivated to also have high standards for yourself. When you hang around people that have low standards, who are pick-me's, who just allow toxic people into their life, who just allow, low value experiences and things like that, you're going to feel like that's okay to do that. Okay. So stop doing that. All right. Number 8, sign that you don't respect yourself is you let other people make decisions for you. Okay. You always let other people dictate your choices. Okay. So from small decisions to major life choices without asserting your own preferences or your own needs. Okay. It's a sign that you lack self-respect. Letting other people make decisions for you can lead to feeling powerless and disconnected from your own life. And when you allow people to dictate your choices, whether big or small, you lose your autonomy. Okay. So you surrender your personal power and lose the ability to shape your own path. And you will feel like a passive participant in your own life rather than an actual decision maker. It also diminishes your confidence. Okay. You weaken your own confidence in your own judgment. You weaken your confidence in your own judgment when you constantly defer to other people's choices. Okay. You're always looking for somebody to make the decisions on where you guys are going to go or which bar you guys are going to go to. Like you don't ever put your input in. How are you going to know and trust your own judgment? Okay. You will begin to doubt your own ability to make the right decisions, which reinforces the cycle of relying on other people. Okay. So you need to practice, making your own decisions on stuff. Okay. Many people let other people make decisions for them out of the fear of conflict or rejection, right? So you worry that asserting your own opinions will upset other people and cause them to withdraw approval or affection, right? Leading to people-pleasing behaviors. So that's the solution to that is you need to break free from this pattern, right? You need to learn even if it's something small, like you need to start making your own decisions. So like sometimes it's okay to say no, like I don't want to go to that bar, I don't want to go to that thing, like I'd rather go here, I want to go there, blah, blah, blah. It's okay to make those decisions and put your input in. Okay. Right. So in the Glow Getter Guide book, there are chapters for your standards, like list what your standards and preferences are, right? That way you know when to assert yourself and to make your own decisions that aligns with you. Okay. So like start going out by yourself sometimes. Okay. So you know what you like and what you don't like, so that when you're out with people, like you can actually put your input in, like, oh, I don't want to go there, I don't like that place. Like, have you tried this place? I want to try this place, stuff like that. Put your input in. When you always just agree to something that other people want to do, even when you don't want to do it, it's a sign of that you lack self-respect. Okay. All right. And my last one, number 9, sign that you lack self-respect is oversharing. Okay. Oversharing stems from a desire for external validation, right? Or approval or connection at the expense of your own personal boundaries. Okay. When you overshare, especially with people who haven't earned your trust, you blur the lines between what's private and what's public, right? So you open yourself up to judgment from other people, to manipulation, because people will use your weaknesses and the information that you told them against you, right? And they will even disrespect you because they feel like they know so much about you that makes you, undesirable, right? So you will feel vulnerable or regretful after oversharing. Okay, when you overshare with people who haven't really proven their trustworthiness to you, it reflects that you lack discernment. Okay. Respecting yourself means that you protect your private thoughts, your feelings, your traumas, your experiences, and only share with them and only share with those who have earned them. If you're one of those people who just meet new people and just tell them your whole life story and your whole traumas and your insecurities and that, baby, they're looking at you like, wow, this girl does not respect herself. Like, why do I know every single thing about you? Okay. And also, oversharing is a sign of loneliness. When people feel isolated or disconnected, they overshare in an attempt to create instant intimacy or a sense of connection with other people. And when people know you're lonely, you are easy to manipulate. Okay, you are just giving up your vulnerabilities and your experiences and your weaknesses for them to use against you. Okay, and when people know you're lonely, like they will just exploit that to the fullest. When you overshare because you're lonely, here's the thing: when we try to make friends or connections or a relationship or something, um it takes time, right? It's a slow burn, it's a slow burn kind of thing. Like, it's going to take time for you to vet somebody and get to know them and whatever and trust them. Okay, so when you overshare too quickly, you're trying to cheat the system. You're trying to just go past the whole vetting stage, dating phase, whatever, trying to cheat the system so you can, feel like you have a friend, feel like you have a boyfriend, feel like da, 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 and you feel like the relationship is closer than you think because you share too much. Okay, you're trying to cheat the system and it's going to bite you back in the ass. Okay, so the solution is you need to stop oversharing. Okay, you need to ask yourself, before you overshare, you need to ask yourself, okay, why am I sharing this information? Is it because I actually want to, or because I'm seeking something from the other person, like validation or approval? Okay, is this person trustworthy? Have they earned the right to know this about me? Will I feel good about sharing this later? Like, am I going to go home and just beat myself up for telling them this? Am I comfortable with how much I'm revealing to this person? You need to ask yourself all those things. Okay, also, you need to categorize your friendships and relationships. So there's acquaintances, there's colleagues, there's close friends, there's best friends, there's situational friends. So you need to figure out, okay, what can I share with this type of person, and what can I share with this type of person? Okay, you can't share the same things to these different types of people. Okay, also, I have a video on my channel. It's called Categorize Your Friendships. Check that out. That helps with what I just said. And also, I have another video on my channel. It's called You Talk Too Much. That actually tells you some things that I don't think you should share with most people. Okay. Now, and I also have a video on my channel called How to Vet Your Friends. And that actually goes into detail about how to vet your friends before you can overshare and all of that. So check those videos out, right? So do not overshare, guys. Let people earn your trust. Let people get to know you. And also curate your mask, okay? In the Glow Getter Guidebook, the last chapter is called My Mask, and it's actually you're supposed to write down things that you're okay with sharing with people. Okay, so like, or you can do the reverse where you can actually write down things that you're not okay with sharing with people. So like, when you talk to other people, you're never going to share those private things about you. Okay, so you need to put on a mask, because when you go out in the world, everybody's fake. People are fake. Okay, it's all a mask. Okay, so you need to find a mask and stop oversharing. Okay, this video is long enough. That's the end of the video. Guys. Check out the Glow Getter Guidebook on Amazon, and also the Trauma Dump Journal on Amazon. We also have ebook versions of it for those who had issues with shipping. You can actually just buy the ebook. It has a prompt and stuff for you to do it in your own personal journal. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.